Hello world! Today I am showing you again a little bit. I actually moved a plant out of the way so I was able to utilize this space a little bit more. Actually able to see myself in the mirror there a little bit better when I do use that mirror. And of course I've got my growth wall over here with all my little sayings and fun stuff to keep my head on forward instead of backwards. I mean, that just doesn't ever work except for in the labyrinth, when it's those little things that their heads pop off and throw around like basketballs and such like that. That is my favorite thing to say, I have noticed, and such like that. So today I wanted to come on real quick and hopefully real quick and just kind of give you a little brief overview of some of what I have done. I know I've talked a little bit here and there about what I've done to kind of get myself healthy or where I'm at with my health journey, and everybody is going to be different. So I don't like to come on here and say, oh, well, this is what I do, this is what I did, and expect that you're going to, it's going to work for you, because that's not necessarily the same way. That's why with coaching, we actually individualize it for you specifically. So as we do the one-on-one coaching, that can be individualized. Right now, of course, I've got my VIP days going, and again, those can be individualized as well for you. Most likely when we get onto the discovery call and start talking about what your needs are, how to meet your needs, and those sorts of things, we are probably going to customize it a little bit more, unless, you know, the ones that I already have designed are exactly what work for you. So this morning I just had a couple of little quick things that I wanted to kind of share as I was getting ready. I haven't put my oils on in a while. And of course I do the one, like I've told you, the one that I put in my nose for the allergies, the sinuses, to keep the lubrication, to make sure that I don't start to feel or catch anything, or, you know, whether it be an allergen or whatever else is going on. I know that thing that has been going around since 2020 that starts with a C has been really ramping up here in these parts again. Although I know it's not hitting the news like it was once upon a time, I know it is getting really ramped up again around these parts. So this definitely is something that I use that helps, and I've shared that with you. So I've been doing that on a regular basis, especially as I noticed my allergies kind of came into play with the lots of wetness that we have been getting, allowing a lot more blooms to bloom that don't normally have at this time of year. So a couple other things. I haven't oiled my skin in a while. Normally I still use the lotions and such like that, but there's a couple of oils and oil such things that I came across during my journey of getting healthier, that kind of help extract some of the stuff that's going on in your body. And I really did my shoulders this morning with the oils, and I can already notice it because in my adult years, I have definitely had shoulders, and I've got a lot of scar tissue in my back. So there's a lot of times when I move my arms and my shoulders, I can hear a lot of crackle, crackle, snap, pop, or even like this morning, my range of motion on this side was not doing very well. And I had remembered that I hadn't been done my oil in a while. So I figured, well, I'll try the oil out. So the one thing that I use for my whole skin is this oil. And I lubed my whole body up like the Tin Man. Focus on my feet was a big part, because of course that's where a lot of the toxins, different things in your body, will actually come out of your body. They have done studies that there are certain things that you could put on your feet at night. I can't remember if it's an onion or something like that that you can actually put on your feet at night, and it'll help kind of drain the toxins out of your body. So you put that on, and then you put a sock on. I haven't tried it. That is not something I have done. Again, everybody's unique and individual with their own way of how their health comes to them. But this stuff has definitely worked for me. And again, my focus was on my feet, and then I really focused on my shoulders. And like I say, I was like the Tin Man, especially when it came to my shoulders. I was definitely oil them up, make sure everything's oiled. And I'm already noticing a difference on that. And it's one of those things, again, I don't do it on a regular basis. I probably should do it more often. And when I feel those pains, I should probably remember, oh yes, I have these oils. I should use these oils. I do use different teas and a tea that I actually have brewed together when it comes to pain and such, and those sorts of things. I'm trying to remember, not such like that, but when it comes to those sorts of things, so that I can avoid having to take like the aspirins and those sorts of things that are actually just maskers of the symptoms. They don't actually do anything. They just kind of take the pain away briefly. And I've built tolerances against those in some cases too, especially like when I was younger with my cramps and such. There, I said it. But with my cramps, I definitely built a tolerance. I remember when I first was introduced to Advil, and it was just like, wow, this works, and it was awesome. It was the best thing. Well, by the time I got out of high school, it wasn't working anymore because my body had built immunities to it. So I do find that with a lot of the natural stuff, my body's not likely to fight it off as much. It's actually going to work with my body and absorb into my body versus just mask something so my brain forgets that that's going on. So I have definitely moved into using some more natural remedies when it comes to a lot of different things. Another thing I found was when I was old enough to go in to have my boob squeezed for the first time. And of course, I've told you about the cysts that I've had in my lower areas. They found cysts in my left breast. So I have been able to, and one of them was probably about that big, and I could feel it in there. It felt like one of those bouncy balls that you used to get out of the machines. That's exactly what it felt like in my breast after I knew what it was and could pinpoint exactly what it was and understand it. It didn't really bother me. I didn't think anything major about it. But when they found it, of course, they said not to worry about it. I've learned from other people that if you get a cyst in your breast, sometimes they'll go in and drain it. Otherwise, they expect them to just go away, just kind of like the ones that were in my ovaries and such. So, said it again. But along my journey with this health ends of things, as I found this oil, I found another thing, and it is actually literally called breast care balm. So I started using that, and sure enough, I haven't had to deal with the cysts in there. They have definitely shrunk, gone away. Of course, with losing weight and all of that, a lot of the fat cells that were in my breast are gone. So those cysts have gone away. There's certain areas that I definitely feel some pains here and there, but those are muscles, especially when I've had the backpack on too heavy. For a distance in a walk, a half a mile or whatever, I will notice in that breast area that the muscle definitely tenses up quite a bit. And this helps out with that. It definitely helped out with the cysts, helped to make those kind of dissolve themselves upon themselves. Again, not saying that these things are going to work for you in the same ways that they work for me, but I am working on being more natural in my path with things versus automatically jumping to, I need a prescription. Of course, I've never been that sort of person. I don't like those things. Even once upon a time in my youth, when I was told I was going to have to be on something my whole life, potentially, I said no, because God made me in a body that heals. And there's no reason that I should have to, take something my whole life. And there are studies that have come about too that find that when people are willing to work with their bodies and take more natural approaches, their bodies will actually accept that sort of healing a lot longer than the body will for the prescriptions or a lot of other things. There's even certain surgeries that you could go through, and once you've gone through it once, you'll probably have to go through it again because you haven't trained yourself and your body to make the changes that are actually necessary. So you're going to continue repeating the exact patterns that caused you to go in for that surgery in the first place. So if you don't make those changes, you're still at the mercy of the doctors and whatever potential Western medicine ideals that they might put out there. So that's all I've got for today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Have fun, be safe, and remember, your body can heal.